Timothy H says, love the channel, been watching for 2 years or so. Was the reasoning for remodeling a house done for content or just getting the house how you want it?
Purely content. He didn't actually want a house. Sorry.
You know what? The house was a combination of things. I wanted to... Okay, my kids want to not share rooms. So that was one thing. And we could do that in our current house, but then I would have no sanctum at all. Everything would be either a person's room or it would be a shared space. And I was super wanting to still have like somewhere that I could, game stream, for example. So there were practical reasons for upgrading. As for why we chose that particular one, it was the only one that had no clear downgrades over our current house. Our current house is amazing. It's like awesome. It's super private. The neighborhood is beautiful. It's really well built. It was actually the showcase home for the neighborhood. And it was the one that when the development was complete, the developer kept for themselves. So the actual developer of the neighborhood, always a good sign.
Yeah.
There were 2 screws everywhere. There should have been 1 nail, Like it was super well built. And I had already gotten everything exactly the way that I liked it. So I had run networking to everywhere that I needed painstakingly over years, run networking, in-ceiling speaker wiring. I had run
Your
VR.
cool AC stuff.
Yeah, I had put in air conditioning myself. I had put in my VR wiring for my lighthouses in the ceiling so I didn't have to have ugly wires running down my walls. Like I had my computer running in that closet with fiber optic cabling running through the walls. Like everything was exactly the way I liked it. And I was sitting here going, oh man, so we move into this new place and what? It's bigger, which is great for everyone except I don't care about that. I want my tech stuff set up the way that I freaking like it. I spent 10 years getting it the way I like it. So that's a big part of why the house has been such a project, because in order to get it up to spec, up to what I've already got, a lot of work needs to be done.
And it's going to be easier to do that when there isn't all your stuff there and you're not trying to actively live in that space.
Exactly. Yeah. So we want to do it all in one shot. And there were reasons that we needed to open up a bunch of the walls anyway. So it had Poly B is the type of piping that it had.
Oh, no.
There was Poly B up the butt.
Okay.
Everywhere in that house. So we were going to be ripping half of the walls and half of the ceilings open anyway. And
That's
I figured,
a big job.
Well, when we're doing that, you might as well put in the speaker wiring.
Yeah.
You might as well put in the Ethernet.
I mean, that's definitely the time, because that's also not like a small cut in the wall. It's like, it's a pretty big one.
Nope. It's costing a fortune, but it's costing a lot less to do it now than it would cost to do it 5 years from now when I go, darn it,
I wish I did that
really
thing.
wish I did that thing.
Yeah.
I've gone a little overboard. To be honest with you, like I started out not caring at all about things like smart blinds and curtains. I was like, I don't care. I'm never going to use that. But now I'm looking at it going, okay, 20 years from now, when it's time to resell this thing, a house of
manual curtains is going to be like, what?
A house of this class will not be competitive with something brand new if it doesn't have wiring to the blinds and to the curtains. And there were some things about the house that were exceptional even today. Like nowadays, the window and door opener sensors and stuff are all battery. Even on a brand new house, they don't run wires for it. But this one, because it was built back in the 90s, everything in this house is hardwired.
That's actually pretty nice.
Which is pretty sick.
You don't have to swap those batteries.
No batteries. Because even if you only have to swap the battery once every 2 years, when you're talking
kind
like,
of a pain.
Every door
20
points of ingress into the house, that's a chore. That sucks. That means like 1 out of every 40 days, like once a month, you're going around and replacing some stupid like button cell battery and some stupid sensor that might not even be that easy to reach. Like that sucks.
Yeah.
So having the opportunity now, while the walls and ceilings are open, to run power we probably won't even put in smart blinds or curtains, at least not everywhere. Like my bedroom, I think it'd be kind of nice to have, just because I do not regulate my sleep very well. I think it's called GS, gamer syndrome.
Ah.
No, I wasn't going anywhere real with that. So I don't regulate my sleep very well, and something that I think could probably help me is to start to control things like the color temperature of the light, brightness, doing things like opening up the curtains slowly as you're supposed to naturally wake up. Apparently, stuff like that helps a lot. So I could see myself playing around with it a little bit, but honestly, it's something that I put in more for resale value, trying to be as forward thinking as possible. And I realized that the previous owners probably tried to be as forward thinking as possible, putting in things like the intercom. How'd that work out for them? But I think my way is going to go better because in cases where I don't know if the standards will evolve, we've put in a lot of conduit.
Yeah.
So as long as you've got, hey, if you've got conduit and a string,
Yep.
you are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Conduit's good.